Hello, this is another episode of Growing the Game. Welcome back. And whenever we sit here, we only sit to do one thing. We sit to digest basketball happenings and give you the breaking news that is happening around the continent. But today, we're trying to shift our energy into the BL, the Sahara Conference that is coming up in Morocco on the 20th of this month. So we want to talk about what we are going to expect or what we should expect. The teams we think are going to qualify to the next round. And then, we'll see what the rest will come with. And as usual, I always have my friend and my co-host, Manyehlisa here. Welcome, sir. How are you doing?
Kwaku, always great to be co-hosting with you, man. I'm doing good. Looking forward to exciting basketball in Rabat, Morocco, man. Yes, let's get the show rolling.
Yeah. Let's get it rolling. You know, we were here some time ago talking about the Kalahari Conference, what's our expectation were,
Yeah.
and yes, suddenly the Kalahari Conference came to an end, and we didn't see any much surprises. But yet another conference, yet another conference before this, that the Sahara Conference, where we think some interesting basketball will be played because these teams have been at high performance in the leagues,
Yeah.
showing consistency and everything. We can't say same for the team from Nigeria because they've been out for some time now. I think their last game they played in the league was in May last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
August, something like that. But what do you think? What do you think about this conference?
I think before we maybe break down the conference, I think we have to go back to a discussion that we had the last time, man.
Okay.
And the discussion involved what's this? The four teams. This is your team from Kenya: Nairobi City Thunder, Dar City, Joburg Giants, and yes, and how they prepared. And now we are also coming to thing and the Sahara Conference, and how teams prepare, man, and the state of domestic leagues on this continent. Or you know, you're looking at a team like Marktown Flyers, and are wondering why in Nigeria, where a country has given us players like Hakim Olajuwon, Festus Ezeli, players from the diaspora who come back and represent the D Tigers, the D Tigress, players like Ruben Chinyelu who are out there in Florida, the United States, NCAA champion, and yet the basketball is still in a very, how do you say, sad state where you have a league of what, for 3 4 months, and you expect a team to be competitive when they come to the continent. I think that's
Yeah.
problematic for me. I don't know for you, but it it shows that the levels of competition, there's a gap, where you find that teams like Al-Ahly, Club
Mm.
African, they are in season now. Fuscaba, they're in season now.
Yeah.
The team from Cote d'Ivoire, JCA, they're in season now. So they
Exactly.
have that, chemistry, team dynamic that prepares them to go to the next round of the next round of the competition.
Competition.
So
Yeah.
I think my thing is that domestic leagues and national federations really need to put effort in strengthening their domestic leagues. Maybe also what the lengths of the domestic leagues need to be extended a bit so that clubs that come and compete in the BAL come in season already,
Yeah.
and they have that match winners, that team dynamic going on.
Yeah,
But now going to con-
we always sit here to talk about leagues and how some federations are not putting much effort into their domestic leagues and stuff, and it affects some of their teams when they get to this continental levels. We saw that from our very own Johannesburg Giants, whereby they were inactive and they got punished
exactly.
when they got to the continental front. This has been we've been saying this over and over and over again. And one thing I've noticed about this Nigerian side, I think they believe too much in themselves. They feel we can do it or we can deliver when we get to that stage, regardless of the league being short or something. We've seen it with River Supers. We've seen it with Cora Falcons. I think that as far as they can go was a third place in the 2024. As far as the
Yeah.
Nigerian team has gone in the BL was River Supers clinching third. That was a defeat. They
Yeah.
won Cape Town Tigers to clinch that third
Yeah,
place in the 2024 BAL season. And you could see clearly on that team, it was built on strong will, like the players giving it their all.
yeah,
You could clearly see that there was no structure, there was nothing to play for. They were
yeah,
the only thing
exactly.
was the players just went all out to do what they can do best, secure a good name for the team. So yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. But what can we do? We can only sit here, talk about it, and make our voice being heard, or make our voice heard, and wish the changes would happen. But yeah, far from that, let's just dive in straight into what
Yeah.
we are all about the
Yeah,
Sahara
looking
Conference.
into this, the Sahara Conference, man, from what I said to what I'm going to say now, we are looking, it's probably one of the toughest conferences of the BAL.
Yeah,
Very strong teams coming from North Africa. I think the team from Cote d'Ivoire will be another competitive one. Then this is JCA Kings, coached by Stefan Konate. I look forward to seeing them, a coach like Stefan Konate, proving himself at this level, given the work that he has done domestically and the team that they've put together. Guys like Ulrich Kra, who played for ABC Fighters, he was a teammate of Konate as well, a great spot up shooter. And then you have guys like, they also have a little bit of an MBB vibe there, Javon
yeah,
Mooring, Omar Tillemans, yeah,
yeah.
who have played in the road to BAL circuit as well. Apart from that, you have guys like Jonathan Cisse as well, who plays for the Cote d'Ivoire national team
National team.
as
Yeah,
well. Joined them a few months ago for the World Cup qualifiers. Also a great facilitator, great shooter. Yeah, so it's a team I look forward to seeing. And then, of course, the host club, Fus Rabat, they are coming to their third BAL. They still have a good core of players, guys like Sufyan Benmin, their captain Abdel Hakim Zawita, Ayub Nuhi, Badra Azuga, a very strong core of players that have played from the first time when they made their debut. I mean, in
mm-hmm.
2023, was it
Yeah,
2024 actually, was it?
2024. Yeah, 2024.
2020. And yeah,
2024.
they're making their third appearance in 2026. They will want to be a team that finally breaks, want to stop being a last eight team and see if they can be a contender in this year's tournament. Wita has said they have learned from experience, so we'll see how that translates on the court. Then you have your Al-Ahly, who are coming back champions in 2023. And of course, they bowed out at the quarterfinal stage 2 years
Yeah,
ago. Still also very good core of players. Amar El Gendi, Ehab Amin, Omar Arabi, Amir Saif, so those, and a youngster Ibrahim Zaran, who played for Egypt in the Afrobasket in Angola last year. He
okay,
also was a champion with the under 18 team in Madagascar in 2022. Has played a little bit of college basketball in the States. Now back with Al Ahly, one of the, let me say, he was an up and coming youngster there, and now establishing himself with this Al Ahly team. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see what they do at this tournament. Of course, it's no longer Augusti Holbe at the helm now. It's somebody else. So let's see what that coach, I'm not for sure who the coach is. But yeah, we'll see how he does and if he can lead El Ahly out of the conference stage, which I think they will. And then, of course, Club African, Tunisian champions last season, lost the league, couldn't defend that title. I mean,
yeah, yeah,
they also have a very good core of players like Omar Abada, Joa Jawadi, Ashraf Ganouni. I think you said Michael Dixon left the team, and
yeah,
they have some good recruits as well. So it will be interesting to see them and how they fare. I think they only have the cup championship domestically to compete for now, and
yeah.
also the BAL. So this is like what kind of a make or break for them, yeah, because they're not coming back next year, so they just have this title to play for. And
Yeah,
going to Senegal now, ASVille Dakar. I think it's pretty much gonna be the same again. I think they are gonna rely heavily on their imports. Solo Diabate, is it Matthew Axel Tupan, Atema
Hmm.
Jok, missionaire from, I think he's from France.
Yeah, France.
Yeah. Even though they are in season, I don't know if the coach will really what much on his local
Top
core.
players.
He'll probably, yes, put them in to get what those what is it, those garbage time minutes. And then Marktown Flyers, not familiar with them. I know Chinka Garba is part of the team.
Nah, he's not going with the team.
Oh, he's not going with the team.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
not
not
going with it.
familiar with them. Maybe I'll let you take them since, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so I think I'll start from the Marktown Flyers since we couldn't say much about them.
Okay.
Yeah, as we all know, Marktown Flyers are the third team to represent Nigeria when it comes to the BAL front. And yeah, it's a
Yeah.
new team. It was initially an academy set by Manasseh, one of the young guys from Makurudi. Yeah. Some years back, he decided to make it a professional team after acquiring Lagos Legend. So the name transition from Lagos Legend to the Marktown Flyers.
Moncton Flyers.
Yes, then the Marktown comes from the name Makurudi. It's like a nickname or something that comes with the town. So Makurudi is a Mark town. So yeah, and
Yeah.
last season they put up a show, defeated the defending champions, which was River Supers in their league. Yeah, they are representing Nigeria. And not much said of them. Young guys on the team. Their local players are mostly young guys. Not much expected of them. These guys are also new to the African or the continental front, so not much of
Yeah.
experience, I can say. But they are coming with a well-groomed coach, the Tigers coach, head coach of the Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. Shit, I've forgotten the name, and an
Is
assistant from
this?
the state
Oh, okay. All right.
and an assistant from the state as well, who also spent time in the states, trained a bit over there and stuff. So yeah, I think when it comes to the technical team, they've got a bit of experience at that side. Yeah, we could see they signed in some good players. Hassan Drain from Mali, who is with them.
Oh, yes.
Ibrahim Dumbia, also from Mali. Not much heard of
Yeah.
him for recent time now, but he's also focused in his project or his um, basketball academies setting up in Mali, so not much heard of him lately. They went ahead to sign JC Butler Jr., who also played for the Miami in the summer league. Iro Coben also, Fure Ujadugele, if I'm mentioning the name right, also been in the States, and Grasin Bukumanya. Yeah, these are some players of Nigeria. Most of these players are of Nigerian descent. So, yeah, but when you take a good look at this team, yes, you say experience wise, they are not there. They are not ready to compete when it comes to experience. But as we keep saying, it's not all about what is on the paper. Sometimes they might look not good on paper, but on the court of play, they can give us something different. As I said earlier, Nigerians or teams from Nigeria are well known for playing out of style, whereby they want to prove that
Yeah.
they are worthy to be on that stage, and they give different vibes, different spirits whenever they step onto the court. So yet I'm not expecting much from this team.
Yeah.
I won't put much expectation on this team, but I'm in for any surprises this team can pull. The only problem I have with them is the local players, and which has been a problem I've had with all the Nigerian teams that represents at the BL. Yeah, they always have problem with the local players. The local players don't give much numbers like the way the imports would give. Talking about Club Africans, we all saw what they did at the Road to BAL. A good team with good core.
Oh, just hold on. No, Club African were not there. The road to BL.
JCA Kings, sorry.
JCA
JCA
Kings.
Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they
Yeah.
did at the Road to BL, they were a good call. We could see that this team was prepared and they are ready to represent the country of Cote d'Ivoire. They have a proven coach in the person of Konate, who has played on that podium and now taking the mantle
Yeah.
as a coach, actually. So
Yeah.
he's seen it all. I'll say he's seen it all when it comes to the playing. He's played with most of these players that will be representing again.
Yeah.
So maybe he will have some tactical plays whereby he could use to stop some of these players that his team might face, since he had opportunity to play with them and alongside with them also. Yeah, they
Yeah.
signed Jovan Moring. and Omar Telemans, as you said, we saw them in MBB. They're good players who give you numbers on the board each day. They've got this young player also who is in Yabo Imano, was very dominant for them
Yeah.
in the road to BL. He's an upcoming guy and very, very dangerous on when it comes to offensive plays. And I'll expect much from Yabo Imano as well. As you made mention of Cisse Jonathan, who had just ended Afro Basket for Cote d'Ivoire as well. Orich, who's
Yeah.
also a veteran on that team and the team captain as well. So I think if we talk about experience wise, we will say JC Akins have a bit of experience coming onto this
Yeah.
podium, and they've been good in their regular season as well. So I think our
Yeah. I
match
think
is expected from
they
them
occupy
also.
a second spot
Yeah, the second spot also. So a match will
in
be expected from them.
the league. Yeah.
Yeah, so much will be expected of them. Let's look at Ville de Dakar. For Ville de Dakar, I think this year will be a redefining year for them since they had a very tough year in their debut season. That was in 2024. This is their second season actually coming to the BL. So, and we could see this is a different team coming all together with a different coach with some good imports who are really experienced in the likes of Solo Diabate, Atamajok, Deng Deng, Excel Topain
Yeah.
from France.
Yeah.
It's lots of experience over there. I really don't have
There's,
problem with I really don't have problem with locals when it comes to Senegal teams. Day in, day out, their local players have proven that they can put up those numbers. We've seen it from the times of AS Douanes till APR to Ville de Dakar now. Their local players are very constant and they give you those assurance that yes, we are capable of doing it when given the chance. Sometimes it's these local players don't get the time because of coaches' decisions, coaches not trusting in them.
yeah.
For me personally, I have faith in local players when it comes to Senegal exactly. Because if you see Senegalese structure, they've built a very good structure for their players. And coming up the ranks, you could see that these players have worked hard. We could talk about the likes of Shamba 4, who was very dominant in their debut season. You could see for yourself, this guy played fearlessly on the court. And yeah, I expect much from him as well. So I don't have problem with their locals. I think this team would go far this season. I think they bound to qualify. For me, in my opinion, they bound to qualify to the playoffs
Yeah.
this year.
Okay.
Club Africans is where I have a little problem because the team we saw
Mhm.
win the championship to qualify to the BL isn't the team we are seeing now. Though it's say the same crop
Yeah.
of players, but you could see that the drive, the zeal to win
Mm.
isn't there anymore for this team. Maybe the new imports they've signed would revive that spirit. See, they signed JC Jones, Aminu Mohammed, Drew Kali Cisse, and these are players that have also played in different countries, Asia, Europe, and the G League as well. So yeah, but as I said, I don't see that zeal in them anymore. Now that they've lost one of their key players, who is Dixon Michael, who is not going to come with the team. We saw how
Yeah.
they couldn't even retain their title in the Tunisian league. It was sad, but yeah, as I said, the zeal to fight or the zeal to win isn't there with this club anymore, and I have a little bit problem when it comes to Club Africans. I don't know how far they can go. I don't know how worthy they can prove themselves, but I see them to be a strong
Yeah.
contender in this group. I still have a question mark around their name
Around them. All
when
right.
it comes around them. El Ali, experience side, they've been dominant in their league. So far, they've made it to the semi-finals of their league's playoff. The finals, whereby they'll be playing against Al-Ittihad. So, yeah, there is a lot to fight for, actually. There's much more to fight
Yeah.
for. Coming back here is something I think they wanted all day, all long, all time, and then they got it. In 2023, they came in their first season. They won it. That was an incredible season they had. Unfortunately, when they came in 2024, things didn't look really good for them, and they
Yeah.
couldn't go past the quarterfinals. But I think this season they have something to prove with the signings they've done. We all know Kevin Murphy. He's no stranger to African basketball. He played for Al-Ahly, Benghazi,
Yeah.
whereby he puts crazy numbers in the BL. He also played for Al-Ahly Tripoli in the
Oh
road to
yes.
BL, who secured them that qualification to the BL at
Oh
that time
yes.
in the
Yes.
2024 season.
Yes.
2024 season to qualify to the BL 2025. So Jonathan Jordan, who is no stranger to Morocco basketball, he's played
Yes.
in Morocco for years, and yeah, he's this time around. He is with the
Al-Ahly.
Al-Ahly team. Omar El Sheikh, who was also signed onto this team earlier this year. He's an Egyptian national though, just that he played outside for some time and he was brought back to the team to help them as well. We also know of South Africa's very own Osai Osifu.
Also,
Yeah, Osai Osifu, who was plays for Austin's the Spurs G League team, and he's been consistent also over there. So I think this team is a very good team, and I don't have problem when it comes to their locals. We all know what their locals can do.
yeah,
These guys have been
exactly.
on top form. These guys have been on top form and they've played together in the national team as well. So they've got that chemistry. And I think the signings they've done also good signings because these guys have also played together and know how African basketball works. And the like of Jonathan Jordan, who played in the Afro Baskets qualifiers and the
Yeah,
FIDES Afro Baskets and the Afro World Cup qualifiers. So he knows how
yeah,
it's been done in Africa, how competitive the game is. Zach Lofton also has played a few times in Libya, and yeah, he knows how basketball is being played on the continent. So I think this team is the favorite in this group. For me, it's the most complete and the favorite
yeah,
in this group. The home team. Someone will ask, what about the home team? Fast Rabat, a very good team with the signing of Anthony Pritchard and Kwe. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right though, but the South Sudanese player center. I think they
yeah,
needed a center, and going for him isn't a bad idea. They will have a paint protection over there. Anthony Pritchard is a very good point guard. He playing alongside the likes of Will Perry would give them enough space on the floor. People who are
yes,
mature to control the game for them. So yeah, they also have Haruna, who is also no stranger to African
yes.
basketball. You know him.
To the BAL, yeah, is
Yes,
also, yeah,
one
been in the
veteran when
circuit
it comes
for
to
quite
the
some.
exactly. So they've also got a strong team. Also got a very 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 good local players, as you mentioned earlier. So yeah, they also good to go for me. My only fear will come from Club African, JC Akins, and Malta players, where I have a little bit of question mark. This time around, I'm not going to be in a rush to say something contrary to what I have. I just want to
Yeah.
sit back, relax, and watch what is going to happen. I'm just expecting some exciting basketball. I'm just expecting some exciting
Yeah,
basketball from this conference because I wasn't
yeah.
entertained in the Kalahari conference. As I said to you, I was disappointed in the Kalahari conference because I saw no defensive work. It was all offensive, and we
I
discussed that
mean,
and break yeah,
but you
yeah,
know the reason for that, man. I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah. We that's what I
if you
said. We
notice,
actually
well,
spoke about it. Yeah, we actually spoke about way out of it, and
yeah,
we said we had something nice, fun and entertaining, whereby you can sit at
yeah,
the back of your laptop, you can sit at the back of your television set, watch these games and be like, wow, this is basketball. It's not going to be like a try and error thing. And yes, that's what I'm happy about also because this group is not going to be about try and error. You can't
yeah.
say,
This
you
is
can't
you.
say, yeah, you can't say this team is weak, so I have to get over them to secure my spots, then joke with the rest of the qualification. No, every match
Yeah,
comes with responsibilities. Every match in this group comes with a hurdle that you have to cross over. So
yeah,
if you are not able to keep up that momentum, keep up that fight, and it's going to affect you. And this is where imports, I think, local players will be used the most because the imports are going to get a bit tired because it's
have
going to
to.
be like a
Yeah,
full fight. Yes, so I think local players are going to see some good time in this conference actually because it's going to be bout for bout. Give me this ball.
um,
Let me do this. Let me do this. So it's going to be interesting. But I don't know for you though. For me, I feel it's going to see
for
some super
me,
exciting basketball.
I think again, I don't see Marktown or Vildakar, Well, the Vildakar have a good team, but also they are kind of untested again at this level.
Mm,
Yes, you do have your veterans, Solo Diabate. You do have your who is a great point guard, a legend in African basketball. Termajok, a defensive player of the year, rim protector. And of course, it's again a case of what can the locals do as well? What can like how you said, your Samba Falls, what can they do at this level? And yeah, that needs to be proven, like you said, in this season's
mhm.
BAL. This tournament is about also the standard of domestic leagues and how
Yeah.
they are. And if your domestic league is not in order, you'll be exposed at this level. And that's
Yeah,
what happened in
definitely.
the Al-Ahly Conference. Teams got
Hmm.
exposed this year. And
Yeah,
I'm saying Marktown Flyers, they are definitely going to be exposed. I don't think they're going to have the luck that Rivers Hoopers had 2 years back. We saw the results of Rivers Hoopers last season, and we posed a question to Coach Ogod Odaudu about, isn't it time for Nigeria to have a maybe longer league? I mean, and I think he concurred with me that yes, actually other teams are coming in season and ready. So, we also need to come in season and ready. And that's not the case with Marktown Flyers. Fuzraba, I'm liking the acquisitions. I think they are second in the division excellence right now.
yeah, yeah.
Masfez is in front of them.
Hmm.
Guys like Will Perry, guys like Abdoulaye Haruna, and the big man from Senegal, Mohamedou. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been with them for the past couple of years. I think
Hmm.
since their debut, I think he's
Yeah,
been with them.
2024.
No, no,
Hmm.
actually, last season he's been with them since last season, and he's still continuing with them. I think he was with Cape Town Tigers time the season they went to the semifinals.
No, that was a different player. That was a different player actually. It wasn't.
No,
The Cape Town Tigers signed a Senegalese who was I've forgotten also his name, but he wasn't the one. He wasn't actually the one.
the guy with the goggles.
Yeah, it's a different player. The guy who played for the Cape Town Tigers actually also used the goggles. I think. Let me
Oh,
try and
okay,
see.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
What's the name
yes,
of this
the
guy?
the big man from Senegal, and I think for them also, I think it's either make or break season. A guy like Zoita, he's 39 this year, and yeah, he'll probably feel this is a season where I have to either it's a win or retire. Although he wants to play a bit longer, but he'll probably like I'm entering my 40th year and I
Hmm.
have to get something this season with this team. And looking again at, JCA, I'm liking them. I think they'll be among the top four, if not top two teams in this group. I have a lot of faith in Coach Stefan Konate. I think he's proving himself to be somebody who's transitioned well from player to coach, winning the league last season. His team is second on the log behind ABC Fighters. And, they've invested quite a bit in this team, and
Yeah,
it would be. I think it will pay off at this BAL. They had a good road to BAL, winning the Division West in the Elite 16. So yeah, man, I think I see them finishing among the top two, and then of course my number one team will be Al Ahly from Egypt. Yeah, I
okay.
think they're at club level. Egypt is always they've been quite strong. Zamalek, of course, winning, Al Ahly winning the BAL as well. So yeah, I don't see it being the kind of dogfight that people see. It will be what Al Ahly, JCA, Club African, and FUS Rabat, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was actually searching for the foot rubber player, and who is his name is actually Pamodo Diang.
Okay,
Diang. And the one who played for the Cape Town Tigers is Abdullahi Indoi.
Abdullah Ndai. Okay,
Yeah, Abdullahi Indoi. Yeah, as,
all right.
as you said,
Okay.
as you said about the Cape Town Tigers, it is the Marktown Flyers. Yeah, it's a bit shaky for them. I keep saying this. The only thing they have is the drive to fight. That's the only thing they have now in this group. I think aside them, the odds are all against the Marktown Flyers. I think it will just be a good experience for them to experience how the BAL is, put up a good fight in this conference, and then move forward. Nothing, they shouldn't expect nothing much. Though they came to compete, they came to fight, but I think the expectation should be lowered when it comes to the podium like this. It's just going to be a learning stage for them. prepare themselves for the next level.
Yeah.
And then if they get a chance to win the league again, which they claim is going to be starting, the Nigerian Federation says it's going to be starting on the 9th of May. If it's actually going to happen, then
Next month.
they have to just use that momentum from the BAL and then win the league again and give themselves another shot at the podium, BL continental podium. Aside that, yeah, JCA, and Club Africans also have the question mark. I always say, I think I have problem with these two teams a bit. Good set of teams, but I still have a little bit problem with them. JCA and Club Africans a bit shaky with these clubs,
Yeah.
but yeah, if I'm to pick, I fully believe in Ville de Dakar this season that they are going to pull something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I always have the strong zeal when it comes to Senegalese. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they have something to prove this season. They had an awful season last year, so I
Yeah.
think they'll want to capitalize on what happened last year and produce something nice for the home fans. You know, it's been a long year for them actually, so I think they deserve this time to redeem themselves. They have to use this time to redeem themselves. But if I'll go for my picks, definitely Al-Ahly will be the number one for me. And one thing I want to clear before this is just a prediction I'm doing. This time around, I'm not too certain on the rankings I'm going to go with, but I feel like I should just go
Yeah.
with this. Anything can change. As I said, this conference is one hell of a
Yeah.
conference whereby you're going to see tougher competition. So Al-Ahly, number one for me. Fast Rabat will go to number two for me. Yeah, Fast Rabat to go to number two. Ville de Dakar number three for me. Club Africans might slimly edge over JCA for me to clinch the fourth spot. And I think JCA and Marktown Flyers would go back home to reassess
We'll go
themselves.
home.
Yeah, they reassess themselves. I mean, no disrespect to these two good teams, but you could see the difference from the four teams that I've mentioned compared to the two teams that are coming here. Yes, they are debutants alongside Club Africans, but Club Africans have got that edge over them, whereby they've got much experience in the likes of Omar
Yeah.
Obada.
Yeah.
Is that this guy Osman Manari, who is there
Yeah.
as well?
Osama Manawi.
Oh,
Yes.
Manari, yes. Even JC Jones, the new signing they've done, he's also one excellent player who takes on players. It doesn't matter he doesn't care about his height, so it's heart over height for him. So yeah, I think that's what Club Africans will have over JCA. Some good crop of points got on the floor, experienced ones as well. And then yeah. And they are fighters. North African countries or these teams are known to be fighters.
Yeah.
They don't give up easily. So yeah, but for me,
Yeah.
I think JCA Canes and Marktown Flyers will not make it out of this group. And it's going to be a good opportunity for them to participate and learn more. Yes, Coach Konate has a lot of experience when it comes to BAL, as we said, as a player and now as a coach. But
Yeah.
I don't think that experience would be enough to help see his club qualify to the next round with the kind of players he has. I'm not saying they are bad players, excellent players, young talents who are fighting to also showcase themselves to the world. As I mentioned, I like Yabo Emmanuel a lot, one excellent guy there,
Yeah.
a very young prodigy who could take the world or could take the continent by storm in the next 2 to 3 years with proper structure in place for him. So yeah, Jovan Morin, Oldman Telemans, good players. Orage, good player who is very good at shooting as well. But I feel they still lack that element to see them qualify out of this group. So yeah, I'll go with Al-Ahly, Fast Rabat second, Ville de Dakar third for me, and Club Africans fourth. But it could change between Club Africans and Ville de Dakar being third or fourth. Those two could change. Yes. Maybe Ville de Dakar can finish fourth, but I see them to be finishing third. I see them to be finishing third, yeah. I see them to be finishing third. Yeah. I don't want to let me go. Let me keep that Senegal Rex spirit alive. And we can do it. So yeah, actually, so that'll be my prediction for this conference. But let's look at this also. We wanted to talk also about the participation fee and the money which were to be allocated to the winners, the second place and the third place of this conference. We spoke
Yeah.
about this. Remember that I called you sometime on the phone and we spoke
Yeah.
about this. Yeah. What do you think? BL is 6
Yeah,
years
man.
now. BL is actually 6 years now and they are growing.
It's never been. Well, I don't know if it's been publicized that this is the prize money, but speculation is that it's between $150,000 for the champion, I think. And then, of course, there's the prize money. Then for what the second place, is it 100 or is it 70,000 US?
It's 100. 70,000 is for
100,000
participation. The second 70 is
participate.
for participation fee.
So I think, well, teams, for what teams are spending and what they are getting back in return, yeah, it doesn't look like it's worth it unless you have good funding. And that's always the problem. Maybe a team like your RSSBs of this world, your Petro de Luandas, who are funded by state-owned enterprises, they can afford to participate. But teams that are privately, or maybe teams that are like social clubs participating in these tournaments, that's probably very expensive for them, because you have to lay out money for your hotel or teams. Maybe let me start with teams from the road to BAL that have to lay out money for hotels, flights, and tickets. Those flights, new signings. You probably have to lay out almost $1 million, possibly, for that kind of endeavor of qualifying for the BAL. And once you make it, you get $70,000. That's participation fee, potentially $150,000 for winning the tournament. So think about a club like Al-Ahly Tripoli, who won it last year, and think about their expenditure from the road to BAL to winning from the road to BAL to making it all the way to the final and winning the BAL and getting how much? Oh, sorry. If $170,000 and then $150,000, so almost 200 and how much? My mathematics, man.
20. I think 220.
Yeah,
Probably 220.
Yeah, 220,000 euros. I mean, it doesn't even cover. What do you think? Maybe your tickets to come to have your tickets going. Well, they did host it in Libya last year, Elite 16, I think.
Elite 16. Elite 16. No, it wasn't.
When they won it 2 years ago, the Elite 16. Was it, or was it
it was
just
in Libya. It was in Libya. It was in
Yes,
Libya.
in Libya. So maybe they didn't have to spend much. They had to only worry about signings and maybe team camp. But maybe think about your Al Ahly Benghazis then, who made it all the way to the final. They probably didn't get the money that they spent. Even Al Ahly Tripoli, they probably didn't get back the money that they spent on acquiring players. And when you hear stories about Noni Omot not winning, but signing a contract of $140,000
That's for 30
then
days.
you're like, what's the basically close to the BL prize money?
Exactly. That's very true. That's very
So,
true.
yeah, man. So we have to question, the value of the league, and what maybe if the franchise model passes. Of course, this is a long game being played by the NBA, BAL. Maybe if it passes, maybe it will put basketball on another tier. But it's still to be seen whether, yes, they can overcome certain hurdles within the African ecosystem.
But sometimes I felt pained, I felt disappointed when we boast of BAL and yet still teams don't make much for winning it. We always boast BAL is one of the biggest basketball level you could reach when it comes to Africa. But yet teams still struggle to participate in this kind of tournaments. Yes, much respect to them, organization, whereby they take a responsibility of flights, feeding, and everything for the players when they qualify to the BAL actually, or the BL games. But the question is, what about the teams that would have to fight their way through to that BL games itself, or that BL tournament itself? One, they don't want to disclose how much teams are earning, and I don't know why that is so. But every organization comes with their own rules, and I won't question them that much. It will make sense if they disclose the amount teams win, but who am I to say anything? Yeah, so it's not that fair. As
My
you already
theory,
made, yeah. You can make your submission.
So just finish your point.
Yeah, so as you said, teams like Al-Ahly, Benghazi, Al-Ahly, Tripoli, who had to work this part, and we saw the signings they've done, and we've seen how far this team have gone to even become champions or to win this BL. They've spent a lot, and it clearly shows that the money they've even spent on their signings alone is, I guess, is much more than the money they won or the money they took home after
Yeah.
winning this championship. Yes, Nuni Omat's contract with Al-Ahly Al Ittihad is an example. 140,000 US dollars just in 30 days for playing just for 30 days. And that's crazy, you know. That's crazy. That's almost like the whole winner's price, if that's 150. And you clearly remember on the call, I actually told you about an information I also heard that the winning team would get 220,000 US dollars. The second place would get 145,000. The third place gets 120,000 US dollars, and a participation fee of 70. But per the calculation we just did with the 150,000 and 70,000, it gives us 220,000. So
Yeah.
I think we write there whereby we say
Yeah.
maybe the winning fee will be 150 and the participation fee 70. Yet the participation fee for me, it's still too down. And I think moving forward, BL and NBA should figure something out to increase this winning price. I think 1 million will be fair to a winning team. 1 million will be fair. Because if you are giving
But
me 150, yeah, you can't finish. Just go ahead.
But I mean, when also we have to scrutinize the kind of like the brands that put their names on the that associate with the BAL. Are they putting money? How much is it? Your Castle Lights, your Pumas, your Qatar Foundations, Rwanda Air, Visit Rwanda. You have to question how much is it a cash, but is it a cash sponsorship, or is it just a branding sponsorship? And are there talks at the moment to at least make sure that it is a sponsorship for cash at some point, and that the prize money gets increased to a point where you can say it's $1 million for the winning team.
Yeah,
So
that's I
those
think.
are the questions. I mean, this is a league that pronounced last year that they contributed 250,000 US dollars to the African GDP. So maybe question marks about that. I don't know, but I'm not an economist or so. But when you say those kinds of things, you really have to question. I mean, one of the things that you do question is like when you walk around where you are in Cape Town here in Joburg. One of the tests that you do is the eye tests. How many people are wearing BAL merchandise on the street?
That's I think that's a question for the gods to answer, because it's hardly you see someone even wear those merchandise. Maybe if you see someone wear those merchandise, probably got it from one of the players or something. And I wouldn't say they bought it from a store or something, because it's which store are you going to get it from? Maybe yes, they'll get those merchandise of BL whereby you can afford to you can get them in the NBA stores, but that are solely for the NBA organization actually, not for club teams participating in the BL. And I think now that we've seen a change in the official kits producers being Puma, I think it's high time we see those kits being sold in Puma stores. Since Puma are the ones making them, I think it would be more reasonable to see we could go walk into a Puma store and see like Club African's jersey hanging in the store, Petro de Luanda jersey hanging in the store, Nairobi City Tender jerseys hanging in the store. At least that will make much sense. Because fan bases are calling for this day in, day out. They're calling to get jerseys of their clubs and stuff. So yeah, questions needs to be raised, and I feel like this PA organization itself has been more secretive than ever, because much information are not being let out. Yeah, to be sincere, most of the things are just confided in the organization, and it's hard you get those information from them, because even most people close to the
No, but
organization
I
find it
mean,
difficult to get.
it's already, I mean, much as you want to not give out information, there are certain things that you do see and say, oh, okay, if this organization, this event contributed that much, like that $250,000 million to the African GDP. Maybe one of those big contributors is merchandise.
Yeah, you can. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I was saying one of those. If the BAL says it contributed $250 million to the African GDP, one of those contributing what
Factors.
factors is merchandise. By the eye test, can you say how many people just walking in the street watch what have you seen wearing BAL merch?
Yeah, I can't tell. I can't tell. To be sincere with you, I
So
can't
yeah,
tell.
man. So that's probably, yeah. You'd like to know how they came to that figure, how who came up with that figure, and yeah.
We could
So
say there are a lot of
I
questions to
don't
be
know what
answered.
else to say.
We could say there are a lot of questions to be answered, but yeah, whoever comes up with those figures, whoever does the mathematics, I think, yeah, kudos to the person, and I think, yeah, we will just listen to what they have to tell us, and we'll move forward with that. So we can't challenge what they say. We can only talk about it, and ask questions, which maybe we might end up getting answers to, or we might not even get answers to. So yeah, but for me personally, I think BL should step up in terms of the prize money, in terms of the participation fees and stuff. These teams are spending a lot, and that is why most teams find it difficult to also participate at this level, because you're going to sign a lot of players, taking imports, and then at the end of the day, you get nothing to take home. It's going like you're running a
Yeah,
business and you're running at a loss. So it's hectic. It's really hectic.
but also I don't think it's all on the BAL. It's also teams, clubs seeing themselves as a business now, especially with this proposed model of the franchises. Clubs now need to also really look at themselves and say,
Mm,
yo, we spend a little, can we create resources for ourselves where we can now buy or build our own venue that can
mm,
generate income for
income.
us, also getting into the merchandising business and also building alternative sources of income for the club. I think that's where now basketball needs to start heading if the sport wants to take itself seriously. I mean,
Mm.
we talk about the business of sports, but yet here in Africa, it seems like it's more talk than you are actually seeing it being action.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true. You truly said. I think I support what you just said. The teams should take the business side of this thing also serious as they try to develop the sport. The business side should also be developing alongside the work ethics they put on the courts out there. So yeah, I'm
yeah,
actually glad this year I've seen major improvements in most of the teams and across the leagues, whereby most of the games are now visible, broadcasted for we to watch and everything. And I think that's a major step
yeah,
being taken by these teams. Now you can get to watch Libyan games on their Facebook pages, Kenyan games and stuff. So yeah, I
yeah.
think it's a step is in the right direction, and I think gradually, clubs will get there very soon. When I think there should be also education on how teams can also run the business side of this whole project, because I feel
Yeah,
sometimes most clubs don't have basic ideas, or people um been running this club don't have how the basic idea on how to run the business side of the club, or they don't have specialists to assist them in that. I think proper education on that
exactly.
also would actually help to boost the business side of basketball as well. So yeah. Anyways, I think it's a step that it won't come all of a sudden, but it's going to be a process, and we wait to see. Maybe when the franchise thing comes, teams will be more concerned, and we could see a better from there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think all being said and done, I think we've tackled the major issues for today's podcast. And yeah, as we all seen, yes, the Sahara Conference will kick off in Rabat, Morocco on the 24th. So don't miss any action, just stay. And I think in the Kalahari Conference, most people had it difficult to watch some of the games. So basically, the BAL has actually moved. The BAL is not broadcasting the games on their YouTube pages again. So now you'd have to watch it on an NBA platform, whereby you have to create an NBA ID to be able to access the games on the NBA platform. So yeah, I don't think
Oh, okay.
you won't be able to watch it, but it's a new step in the right direction because they feel it's an NBA organization, so we don't have anything to say. We just have to follow due procedure to be able to watch the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys should stay glued to your TVs and the tablets, your phones, or anything. Try watch these games. Promote basketball in Africa because that's the only thing we've got on the continent that keeps us active and happy. So yeah, once again, the teams representing the Sahara Conference are the Ville de Dakar JC Akins, Al-Ahly Sporting Club from Egypt, Marktown Flyers, Club Africans from Tunisia, and Bus Rabat. So drop under the comment section who you think or the 4 teams you think are going to qualify to the next stage, and then we could also talk about it in the comment section. Can share ideas, argue, and everything. But yeah, this has been another episode, and then don't forget to subscribe to our channel on the Big Tip Off and the Growing the Game as well. Follow us on all our social media platforms as well, and then yeah, wherever you get all the amazing news concerning basketball on the continent. The breaking news, the fascinating ones, the eye-triggering or tempting ones as well. You get everything over there. So
Yeah.
yeah, just do the needful, and then yeah, thank you, sir, for hopping on to this episode again. I really appreciate your time.
Always a pleasure, Kwaku, and have a good rest of the evening.
You too. It's a bye for now.
Cheers.
Yeah.